something that has always inspired me. I think it actually comes when I spend all my summer vacations at my grandparents' house, and my favorite place was basically the attic, and where I found all these little treasures, and I start bringing them downstairs and asking what is this and what is that, and then that was basically the way for me to learn about my family. So all these cute little stories, which I thought was always like super exciting. It was almost like a time travel to be in this discovery mode through objects all the time. So still I'm a big fan of flea markets and secondhands and antique stores, and that's my way to learn about us as our culture, us as people. And so, and then later on, I think part of the reasons that led me then to basically start Thinglink as a project was when I was at doctoral school at the University of Helsinki. The first text that they made us read was Marx's Capital, or some sections of Marx's Capital. And then there was this beautiful, beautiful paragraph, I remember, I think it was chapter 2 or 3, where he described taking any physical object, you can basically unreveal the structure of the society. So you can, if you start exploring or studying a coat, where the material comes from, who made that material, where the coat is sold. And I thought, this is beautiful, this is exactly, what fascinates me is that you can have the structure of our production system and consumption is in physical objects, it's materialized in physical objects. And that's what got me started with Thinglink. Thinglink is an easy way to basically serve any content on top of things, images or physical objects. So the idea is that wherever you touch images, you'll touch physical objects, you can reveal something, you can pull, perhaps they carry a song, they can carry audio, they can carry video, they can carry social media, anything. So basically things become media platforms. In a broader context, I think it has to do with how publishing platforms are evolving. So blogging changed personal publishing by letting anybody to start basically creating articles and referring to other sources on the web. Now interactive images are also part of that transformation, making images clickable, shareable. Anybody can start being creative with images. You can put hyperlinks on photo within a closed system, but Thinglink actually stores the hyperlinks on photos in the shareable way. So when you embed, share these images, the little tags will travel, with the image. Now found that since images are a big part of their essential experience of music, and fans love browsing images of their idols, so now when both music producers, they can start putting their content on top of images. So it's a different kind of experience, first of all, and it can be distributed much more efficiently. And now the second thing is that when fans start putting their favorite music on their photos, so that expands, explodes the means of distribution for digital content. So I think it's that, and then also browsing is changing. I believe that in a couple of years, when we move our mouse over an image, and if nothing happens, we're like, what? This is empty, there's nothing there. So this is changing very fast, and soon we're all very used to putting our favorite music, drag and dropping our favorite music on top of our photos and, sharing with our friends, or putting our kids, voice on top of image, which is also one of my favorite things to do. And my son is 5, he's just actually now jumping up and down on the bed. But what we're creating together, for example, is that when he draws a rocket, for example, so we can tag that image of the rocket, to a NASA video of rocket launching. So it's a new, exciting, collaborative way of learning, which I enjoy, certainly. He loves it. EMI London, they did 2 campaigns, one for Pink Floyd and the second one for Gorillaz. a super popular band. And what they did was that they created this huge discovery image. So they actually hid content, little snippets of videos here and there, and they told their fans, that this is a discovery image. Go ahead and explore, see what you find, and everyone loves this. My passion is really one of the areas where I really want to work is education. So my goal is to provide the largest archives of free educational material. So I'm looking to work with archives and museums, basically for bringing the old image archives, current image archives alive, adding sound and video on top of it, and offering for education for free. So that's one of my bigger goals. I think transparency is the key. I think questioning where things come from, what people say is the key. Critical thinking is the key. So yeah, I see that the biggest threat is really filling our lives with things that don't matter, that just enforce a self-centered thinking. So I'd like to encourage thinking the bigger picture, thinking about linking things is what I see the core of critical thinking too. I think it's interesting if you can get a lot of people together and still feel like you think as a collective. So there's like this positive spirit or positive flow of thinking. If you get it working and flowing, it's super powerful. And I think that that's one thing to cherish in a team is the positive spirit and openness and transparency, because it's never one person, it's never one idea. It's what the idea and one person might be the sprout, but then how to make it grow is a collective effort. Sometimes I think that we don't really choose ideas, but ideas choose us in a way. That I couldn't get rid of this idea of objects as media. So I worked 5 years, 6 years, I'm always working around the same idea, and the idea still, hasn't left me alone. And I have to keep on working, and exploring what it is and how could it, work. And so I guess that that's really also the fundamental thing, that how new things come about is that you should never think about money as, first. Never think about money first. Always just try to curiously and with an open mind explore the idea, and then all the rest will follow.